What's up, guys? ZFarls here, and today, before we get to the Spotlight player reviews, I've got something important. This is over on Twitter, but the real debate is raging on Instagram.com/Madden Bible. So you guys might know Mole. He's a person in the community. He drops the hot take that Burger King's Whopper, freshly made, is the best fast food burger in America. He went on record over on Instagram to check it out. Now, people have been responding on my Instagram story all day. Gibbs got on there, dropped his favorite burger. Lots of EA people jumping on, dropping their favorite burgers. So we're going to break that down, but I got this Twitter poll going on, but make sure you follow me over on Instagram because we're going to track this and actually vlog it one day. We're going to go to Shake Shack. Is it fast food? Is it not fast food? Let me know in the comments. Is Shake Shack fast food? Or does it only really cover McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., or is like In-N-Out and Shake Shack technically not fast food? That's a different category. That's what we're pretty much raging over. This is the spot. This is the account over on Instagram. You can see the story where it all kind of started, but it's heated up. So follow me over on those channels. But we'll break down your defensive player spotlights for today. DJ Reader, who I had never really heard of, is the defensive tackle, drops a 99 item. We'll talk about that. There's a gold player item. One thing that's nice is there's the 2-player Spotlight Solo Challenges. There's a Mario Edwards and 6,000 coins. So we'll talk about Mario Edwards real quick. We'll talk about Anthony Brown, who is, I'll put him on a list right here, and I think you'll be surprised to see what list. And then you've got a few others. So the most interesting player on this list to me is Robert Nkadiche, as they call him. Ole Miss, defensive end. This guy was a stud in college. So I've always kind of tracked him, 6'3". Now, when we juice him up, he only gets to 89 power move. So you want to get him at 90 power move and 95 finesse move, which is going to be tough. But if you can get those 2 ratings, that's pretty decent because you see he's got some good athleticism for his cost. Now, he's got to come way down in price. This is maybe a 15,000 coin player because he doesn't have the block shed. He does have a good balance, though, and he's a player who is physically gifted, and hopefully he can, turn his rookie season around going into next year. But overall, I like his balance that he's got at the end of the year. He didn't really earn an item, as you can see, the rest of the season, so that kind of hurts him for sure. You don't ramp up as the season goes on. The Cardinals' defense, they lost a lot of pieces, but they had Chandler Jones, who plays backer. They have Golden, I believe, who plays pretty quick back there, and then they have pretty good corners, of course. So we'll see how they fare coming up next year, but he'll be a big part of that team moving forward. Killebrew is a strong safety with secure tackler. Let's check the speed, the zone, the size, and the hit power. This is what you hope every player is in like November and December, where they've got the 90 speed, 90 play rec, 90 zone. Like you'd die for this at a certain point in the season, and with the hit power, it would be like an extra bonus. I like this guy with his man coverage and his block shed, and that's actually the first comment. It's basically what I just said. I promise you didn't read that before I said all that stuff. But yeah, you basically want this guy, but in November. A Glover Quinn from a couple years ago, a Jarius Bird without the hit power from many years ago. Like this is what you need, but will ultimately get the job done. Could be a pretty good salary cap item. Mario Edwards, so I want to talk about him because he falls into that same group where he had a really good team hero to start the year. 88 strength with 90 block shed to start the year with 87 power move was good, very good. At right end. Now he comes in with 96 block shed, 93 strength when you boost him up. But look, he doesn't get you to 90 and 90, and he's an N, not a DT. So I don't see the value here. A very functional, solid, good item, but I really want my guys to be 90-90 at this point in the season if I'm going to plug them in the lineup. So we'll see if Mario Edwards can, I really thought he was a player to watch after this team hero, but, they just didn't get he didn't get any items, and that will cost you. We'll look at Preston Smith, Anthony Brown, and then DJ Reader, and then we'll get you out of here. Remember, check us out over on the Instagram.com/Madden Bible. We'll keep you up to date with some fun stories. So Anthony Brown did not pick anybody up, but he had a really good season 96 speed, so super athletic, zone coverage. I think the Cowboys, because their offensive line is so good, will always be a team where, depending on how blocking works and depending on how good the run game is, you always want the Cowboys as a potential, especially early in the season when you want to run the ball. So look at the Cowboys early in Madden 18, and Anthony Brown will be a big part of that potentially because they don't have loaded up defense. You know, they kind of have good balance on their defensive ends. They have Sean Lee, of course, and then they have the guy from Notre Dame there at backer, Smith. But in the secondary, it's not loaded up. It's not the Giants. But does Anthony Brown get enough of a boost where he's a viable piece to sub in? You know, we'll have to see, especially with those coach adjustments. Can we get this guy in a position to make plays? Obviously, for Mutt this year, he's going to make plenty of plays on his own. A zone guy at this stage of the year, but he doesn't have, he's got good block shed, but no pop. So you'll pass on this version unless you need to get him for less. But overall, next year is really where I look to see where Anthony Brown does he take that leap that next year option and make the Cowboys a team that people can use. Then you've got Preston Smith flying in, a number 94, 6'5" with 97 OBR. Good block shed, a good outside backer at 6'5" is really nice with 88 speed, but the agility at 83 is kind of his one downfall. It's going to be tough to use her. Plus, you can only juice him up to the 88, can't quite get him to 90. For pass rushing, I like that he's got some zone and can pass rush, but then with the low agility, you can't really use her. You'd rather have him rush the passer anyway, but you can't rush the passer better than some other guys because he doesn't have 90-90, which is a guideline, we just kind of think is optimal at this stage. And then the zone is pretty good, but I just would pass on the Smith, although not a bad player for 30, 40K if he really drops. But you need him for a specific role, and he kind of does a little bit too much that I don't think you get your value. And then you have at that cost. DJ Reader, very expensive, $270. He's 99 overall with 93 block shed, 95 strength, good acceleration for a D tackle. And he's above 90 on both, almost at 99 power move, and he's up at 92 finesse move. So I actually really like DJ Reader. Like I said, I normally slide my DNs into DT for rush downs, and then I want guys that are even more beefy. But this will hold up, 93 block shed, 95 strength. You can get guys that are 98 if you don't already have them. Or if you're really getting run on up the middle, I just don't think that's an issue at this stage, not really how the game's being played. So a pretty rock-solid item. Like I said, I don't know how much you need DTs. I don't think you need to spend as much on a DT at this stage of the game. But if you do, you're not looking too bad with DJ Reader. And we'll see if he can turn it up. But for me, he's got the biggest opportunity, Robert does. And then Anthony Brown's got really good opportunity as well. And then if Mario Edwards can get the job done, I'll spare you guys the golds. But like I said, if you do me a favor and head on over to Instagram, let me know if you do believe Shake Shack. You can comment either on the story or you could always tweet me, but let me know if Shake Shack or in this video below. Because we're going on a vlog trip. Gibbs, Mole, we got to get everybody in a car. We got to do a hamburger taste test. This is big news. This is very important. Let your voice be heard. And because everyone's got a secret. Well, what a burger. Checkers. Arby's. Arby's doesn't sell hamburgers. Somebody said Chick-fil-A. It's like, what planet do you people live on? So you YouTube comments, you guys got to be the voice of reason, and you got to let me know where to go on our field trip to look for the greatest burger in America. That's the Spotlight Players. That's ZFarls. Until next time, guys, we're signing out.